Hi there, this is Will again with The Share Shelf bringing you a book review today. Let's just dive into it. Today I will be reviewing Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. For those of you who don't know who Leigh Bardugo is because you've apparently been living under a rock or never read a book, she's the author of the Grishaverse books, which are a series of YA novels that includes the Smoke and Bone trilogy and the Six of Crows duology, as well as the King of Scars duology. Smoke and Bone? Shadow and Bone. Not Smoke and Bone. That's a different series. Ninth House is her first foray into adult fiction, and let me tell you, when they say that this is an adult novel and not a YA novel, it's not a joke. There's a lot of physical violence, sexual violence, mature themes. I mean, this book is heavy. I was lucky enough to win an ARC of this book. I obviously don't want to spoil anything because this book is not out yet and does not come out until October. This was an incredible ride. I loved it. This book is dark, fascinating and intricate. It feels so realistic despite the fact that it is dealing with secret societies that are practicing magic at Yale University. Leigh Bardugo herself describes it as a girl with the dragon tattoo meets the magicians, so make of that what you will. Ninth House is part murder mystery, part supernatural thriller with plenty of twists, plenty of lovable characters, and a lot of violence. Let's talk about the magic first, because I think that the magic system in this book really shines. I really liked it. The magic in the world is very defined. It has specific rules. Magic is not divided basically between the chosen and the muggles or anything like that. It is basically a form of privilege. It's whoever is privileged with the information, which is so jealously guarded because it affects the world around you. The way that Leigh Bardugo uses it as a metaphor for real-life privilege is powerful and poignant, but in a way that isn't beating you over the head with it. When magic gets outside of these boundaries, chaos ensues and there are always consequences. Magic is gritty and dark, and it isn't a fairy tale. It's dark. People die. If you don't do the rituals right, it can fly off the handle and kill somebody. Follow a girl named Alex Stern, and she works for the Ninth House, which oversees the 8 secret societies of Yale as they practice their occult rituals. Basically, she is there to make sure that their rituals go off well and that none of their magic harms individuals or ends up killing a civilian. Now let's talk about the characters. I have no doubt that Alex Stern is going to become some people's favorite female character. She is kick-ass, she is no nonsense, she's harsh, hilarious, and sassy and snippy. Everything that you could want out of somebody who occasionally makes really terrible decisions. I did not expect this book to be as funny as it is. It is dark and heavy and there's a lot of trauma, but there's also a lot of jokes and it's really funny, it's really entertaining. Alex is not the only character that I think people are going to love from this book. It employs a wonderful cast of characters, which should surprise nobody who even knows anything about Six of Crows. Leigh Bardugo is really good with an ensemble cast. Every character, even the smaller ones, even just the members of a society that you meet maybe once or twice, feel fully fleshed out and feel like three-dimensional people. Everybody has quirks and passions. I already talked a little bit about Alex, our protagonist, but there's another character who gets a lot of page time, whose name is Darlington, and he reminds me a little bit of Nancy from Maggie Stiefvater's Raven Cycle. He is very pressed and polished and a little bit snobby. He is basically the polar opposite to Alex, and their dynamic is a lot of fun. Alex holds a lot of animosity for what she went through without knowing about magic. He's so curious and he wants to know everything from an academic point of view and why this happened in dates and numbers and statistics and everything, and it really helps to unfold the world. It's almost like if Harry Potter had a Hermione point of view at certain points, where you got to see how she's hyper-focused on making this work to a T, while also following Harry's chaotic energy everywhere. There's also a character who is a cop who comes in and interacts with Alex a lot throughout the book. Their dynamic is hilarious. She loves to push his buttons, and he does not enjoy her bullshit at all. Now, let's dive into the plot. Like I mentioned before, it's part murder mystery, part supernatural thriller. It works together really well. As the synopsis says, Alex is the most unlikely member of Yale's freshman class, and she is absolutely from nothing like these kids that she's rubbing shoulders with. She brings a sort of harshness with her, and her jagged edges definitely rub against the society that she's around and allow her to challenge things in a unique way. way. One thing that I really enjoyed about this novel is while there are a lot of comparisons to Lev Grossman's Magicians series, I think that this novel manages to handle better the idea of magic being dangerous. The Magicians trilogy definitely deals with the consequences of magic, but it felt like it was being gritty and dark for the sake of being gritty and dark, whereas Ninth House feels like it is all part of these characters who are controlling the magic. It's part of the privilege that is locking other people away from it so that they won't have access to it. To decrease accessibility with the magic, these children who are playing with these dark forces occasionally don't know what they're doing, and that creates a lot of consequences. It never feels like it's being forced to be dark. It always feels like it is the organic consequence of these children having so much power. To me, when I was reading it, the plot kind of reminded me of the first Odd Thomas book, but the way that the stories come together and the way that all of the threads intertwine is completely original. Basically, the TLDR of all of this is a wickedly sharp, very funny, wonderfully written book full of brutality and humanity, and I highly recommend that everybody pick this up on October 8th when it comes out. This book will grab you and pull you under and not let you up until the very last page. I'm glad that Leigh Bardugo has confirmed that this book will at least have a sequel, if not be the beginning of a series, because it does kind of end on a cliffhanger, and I cannot wait to see where she takes the story next. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe down below so you can get more notifications about our content, and I will see you guys later. Bye!